Yeah, cool. All right, so now I want to cross into something beautiful that I saw in your latest film clip that you've produced with Matt, because that's probably the first moment I saw where I felt you so connected to the lyric, so connected to the visual of being an actress in your film clip, which is the funnest thing to do as a musician, because we don't have to be an actor or an actress. We tell our story and we just have to be us.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about it. But tell us about the journey to get to that song, because that song's doing really well for you at the moment. It's on the charts.
It is.
Where did it come from? Where was the inspiration? And what are your hopes for it?
Do you know, actually, while living in Queensland, the country music club up there was two ladies that sort of took me under their wing, and they got me started to learn to play guitar and songwriting and all of that kind of thing. And there was one lady, one of the two was, well, they were both good songwriters, but one in particular resonated with me so much. And she come up to me just before I left Queensland, and she said to me that a true friend is a diamond precious and rare. A false friend is a scattered leaves scattered everywhere. Autumn leaves scattered everywhere. You are one of those true friends, my dear Aimee. And that kind of just sat with me for years. You know, I was something like 10 years old, and I can still remember her voice in my head. And I wrote a song. I wrote it probably close to about 4 or 5 years ago, but I was in a dark time, and where I wanted my friends around me to lift me up, because you're feeling that sort of down where I was afraid to ask for help. And I was learning, you don't need to be afraid to ask for help. That's not a weakness. It is actually a strength. And so that's where I kind of put that into, and I use the title of Stand Up and Rise to that point of it's okay, stand up and join together and support one another through it. And then it all just kind of come together, it just sort of flows out, sort of spat out almost.
So it's not actually you saying let's rise, it's a collective group of people who love you and support you that you're saying you actually trying to help them, or they're helping you? How does that?
A bit of both, actually. Yeah. I learnt probably the hard way to rely on others to get me through everything. I used to think that I can't ask for help because it makes me seem weak, or they're not going to rely on me, or I have to be there for others because they won't ask me for help, or all these messed up sort of thoughts that were just not right. And then I've looked at others that, I wish that I could be there for help, and I've seen in them that they don't want to ask because I don't know whether they're afraid or they don't think they can, or I'm not sure. So I would like to get that message out there of, let's work together and just, I don't know if it's a cliche or what, but just make this world a better place and just work together.
That's lovely. And I think that's really powerful. And I think more importantly is that artists don't realise the power they've got sometimes. And I know as an older, more mature musician, I take it more serious with what I write and what I put out to the world, because I've got little kids that are listening to every word I sing.
Yep.
And they don't want to be let down by some weird story that I've taken on. Like, I'm just digressing, but I'm just saying it's really powerful music.
Absolutely.
Still the most powerful thing we've got.
Very much so.
Like even painting's great, and movies and film, and this is fantastic, but everything we say it doesn't even measure up to when you have a guitar and you start singing. I go, okay, I get it, Aimee. We don't have to, and it's so much easier.
Yep.
Because our words get in the way of our feelings so often.
It's just so much easier to sing what we have to say.
That's lovely.
Get your boots on.
In a world driven by visuals, every frame tells a story. Every moment captures emotion. At Speedy Tech Media, we breathe life into your vision. Our dedicated team of experts craft unforgettable experiences. We don't just shoot videos, we create memories that last a lifetime. Join us in making your dreams a reality. Elevate your brand with Speedy Tech Media. Contact us today. Let's tell your story together.
My next thing is your Indigenous background, which is something you're proud of. Please tell us what mob you're from.
Yep.
Please tell us when you found out about your Aboriginal heritage and your Indigenous background.
Yep.
Is it mum's side? Is it your nan? Let's explain that.
Yep. So I'm a proud Gamilaroi woman. We're from Tamworth. So going home to Tamworth is like so many happiness just rolled into one. We've always known it's on my nana's side. So down my nan's side. But with, we lost track. We've always known that we were Indigenous, but, with the stolen generation and all of those kind of things, we lost our family. And it took us a while to find one another. And we had names, and that was sort of all that we had for a little while. And it was actually really nice. Just before, I think it was 2015, we finally got the stamp of, this is your mob and this is where you belong. And it was kind of just before the 2015 Tamworth Country Music Festival. And it was sort of like, oh my God, it is actually home. This is why Tamworth feels like comfort. There's no other word for it than just home. That's all it is. Every time you drive onto Kamilaroi land, it's like, oh my God. And then I was a part of the Aboriginal Cultural Showcase, and, sort of like, come and I'll introduce you to your cousin. And, my cousin was the sound guy, and then it was just almost like a family reunion. And it's just, there's no other word for it other than home. That's just, I love it. It's
connected to the land. Like, it's a cliche as well, but like I know when I've got my kids on holidays, the first thing I do is say, well, take our shoes off, kids.
Yep.
Let's walk on the ground.
It's been sort of like, with a lot of the heartache and everything that I've been through, it's been, going up to the Country Music Festival, I find myself going up just that little bit earlier to reconnect and rejuvenate just for a few days to just switch off and recharge. And it works. It just kind of, I don't know, the land is a very big, thing for us, and it's back to country is, it just makes the heart happy.
100%. He Troy Casadale.
Yes. He's right on the money there.
Yeah, lovely.